Hello everyone, my name is Ty. Welcome back to another video. We're back with Tower Defense Versus. It's been a while since I've done a video on this series, and if you're new to this or you never heard of this series that I've done, it's basically where I compare two different towers in Tower Defense Simulator and basically just go over the similarities, the pros, and then give my opinion on which one is better. So this one is something I've been thinking about a lot, the Warden and the Brawler. These two are probably the top two, maybe the top three, because the Sledger is arguably also a very top tier melee tower. But these two are so similar that I just had to make a video about this. So let's get into it. Like I said, I will be going with the similarities, what they have in common of each other, their individual pros, and then give my opinion on which one is better. So their similarities, they are both melee towers. They have a small, but they also have the same range. They have stalling capabilities. They have great value. They have hidden and lead detection. They have extra damage on their third hit. So if you guys don't know, the Warden does 50% extra damage on its third hit, while the Brawler does extra damage on its third hit. I don't know how much more, but it does do extra damage. And then this last similarity isn't really that cool, but they are both very useful, which I'm not wrong. They are both very useful. So which one is better? We're gonna go with the pros of each, starting off with the Warden. The first pro of the Warden is that it has a higher damage. Pretty simple pro. It's naturally better to have higher damage than lower damage, so that is the first pro. The second pro is that it has a higher placement limit, and to be more mathematically exact, two and a half times more than the Brawler. The Warden you can place 15 Wardens compared to 6 Brawlers. The third pro is that it is better at stalling. Now the Warden can stun enemies, and there's not necessarily a limit, like a cooldown of it. You can constantly stun them. They won't stay in place, but it is better at stalling than the Brawler, because the Brawler you can knock back enemies, but there is a cooldown to the enemies, like 2 or 3 seconds before it can be knocked back again. So that's where it's not super consistent. That's where the Warden has a better stalling capability. And the final pro is that it can be bought with coins instead of gems. Now, coins are easier to grind instead of gems. However, you do need to beat Pizza Party to actually unlock or be able to buy the Warden. But even so, of course, Pizza Party isn't that easy. But once you beat it, you can just grind for your coins, and then boom, you can get the Warden. Gems are naturally a bit harder to grind for. So those are the pros I see from the Warden. Now onto the pros of the Brawler. The first pro is that it is cheaper to place. It costs $600 to place compared to the Warden's 1,000. So you have to wait an extra 2 waves for it to place the Warden if you're playing solo. Probably a lot more if you're playing with other people. So cheaper to place for the Brawler. The second pro, naturally, since it's cheaper to place, it's better for the early game, and it's also better for the mid game. The biggest reason for this is because the Brawler has a faster swing rate compared to the Warden. The Warden isn't bad with the early game, but it's not as good compared to the Brawler. The third pro is that it has a reposition ability. So if you guys don't know, you can reposition the Brawler to anywhere you want, and you don't have to sell it. And on impact, it does do damage. Although at level 3, it doesn't do any damage. At level 4 and 5, it does do damage. And of course, the biggest pro for this is that you don't have to sell it and then place it somewhere else and waste more money. You can just use the ability, take it somewhere else, and then it will do extra damage and do damage from where you want it. So that is a huge pro for the Brawler. The fourth pro, which I kind of already explained earlier, is that it has a faster swing rate, which also leads to a better DPS in some ways. The damage is lower than the Warden, but it has a much faster swing rate compared to the Warden, so it has also a higher DPS, which is the fifth pro, higher DPS. And the sixth and final pro is that it is completely stun immune. You might be thinking, what does that even mean? Well, with the Warden, it actually has a 0.25 second cooldown before it can block a stun again, which doesn't seem like a lot, but even so, let's just say if an enemy was constantly trying to stun it, it will probably eventually get stunned. So, but the Brawler's advantage is that it is completely stun immune. So no matter what, it will still do damage no matter what. So those are the pros of the Warden and Brawler. Which one is better? In my opinion, the Brawler. Objectively, the Brawler is definitely better. However, the Warden is still useful. It is better in the stalling capabilities. It's better at stunning compared to the Brawler. The Brawler does not stun, it does knockback. But even so, the cooldown on the enemies it's there, so it can't always be knocking back enemies. So that is a big disadvantage in my opinion compared to the Warden. The Warden can constantly stun enemies, even though they won't be stuck in place, but it is still very useful, and the stun lasts 2 3 seconds, so that's a long time. And I do think the Warden is better in the late games in some ways. However, the Brawler also has an edge of it because of its ability where you can place it wherever you want. So overall, the Brawler is better, but however, the Warden is not something you should sleep on. The Warden is still an amazing melee tower, and these two are still, I think, very equal, even if the Brawler is better. But what do you guys think? Which one do you guys think is actually better? Put it in the comments down below and tell me what you disagree or agree with. I want to know. And if you have any other towers you want me to compare, let me know in the comments down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, give this video a like, subscribe. If you're new, hit that bell icon to get notified when I upload a video. Follow my Instagram and join Discord server link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, Epic Gamers. Triple T out.